All right.
Because we were right there.
Right.
We were like $50,000 apart on a $6 million purchase. So that's worth getting there.
Yeah, for sure.
Just me and the owner just sat down, and I mean, I had a beer with the guy, and we hashed it out.
Wow.
You know, and I mean that's the last couple of deals that I've done. We bought a 49-unit apartment building that way. Like we were right there, and I just like, all right, I just told the broker, just get him in front of me.
Right.
And that's what you have to do. Is I think that larger purchases like this tend to be relationship sales. You know.
Right.
And so I had to go just look the guy in the eye, and I wasn't trying to, you know, like hornswoggle him or, you know, drive a hard bargain or whatever. I wanted to just really hear what his goals were. Really, like, tell me about the property. Tell me about when you bought it. Tell me stories, you know.
Right.
And then just get him talking and, you know, get him to trust me and say what my goals were. And we both times ended up just hashing it out. And both times, the 49-unit was over a beer, and this one in Fayetteville happened to be over a beer too. Not that you have to do deals over beer, but you could. Sometimes it loosens people up a little bit.
Well, they're not always done in offices, right? It's you know, it could be like you said, over a beer on the golf course, or
like,
you know.
we did stuff over a lot over fax and email and everything like that. But when it came time to shake on the hand and to really like just bottom line it took me getting there face to face and looking them in the eye and just laying our cards on the table and finding common ground and closing it.
Man.
So
what's one of your... So you've invested in out of state before, right?
Yes.
What's one of your favorite things about investing out of state? You know, why expand out of state?
Well, because you can expose yourself to other economies. You don't have to live and die by what's in your backyard.
Okay.
I think that every investor should cut their teeth close to where they reside. Now, I've gotten tons of emails from people in California and stuff like that, and I get it, that you just can't, the numbers don't work in certain parts of the world.
Right.
But I recommend that people do more hands-on investing activity in the beginning, and then getting themselves into more hands-off stuff with property managers and all that. I love investing out of state because, you know, we got started in Trenton, New Jersey, and built a portfolio in Trenton, and now we're expanding out. That's how we did it. So,
right.
I like investing out of state because you can get into new markets and say, okay, I like, you know, Fayetteville, or I like Albuquerque or whatever, because I see that the metrics show just good opportunity for cash flow. Or if you want to invest on growth and you know, take a little bit of a gamble, because investing on growth is a gamble because you don't know what's going to happen. I invest on dividends, on returns. So if I get my return, then I'll invest.
Okay.
But if you want to invest on growth, if you think you want to bet on where Amazon is going to build their next corporate headquarters, then you can, you know, you can do that too. You know, and if you invest out of state, then you can say, you know, the articles I'm reading about Oklahoma City. That's not a real example, but like if you're saying that Oklahoma City sounds like a good place for growth or for investment or whatever, you can invest out of state and be a player in that marketplace. You know, and so it allows you to benefit from markets that are maybe not in your own backyard. You know.
Right.
If you've got, there's so many ifs, if you've got the right team, if you're bringing enough to the table, and you're buying a big enough property that can, you know, really enjoy the changes in those markets. Yeah, you got to have the right team in place.
Right. Right. What are there any other, you know, particular out of state markets that you're interested to get into? Is there, you know?
I like the Southeast.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the Southeast you like?
That if I were to bet where growth in our country is going to happen, I think it's going to happen in the Southeast.
Now, when you say Southeast, what parts do you mean? Like what regions?
Like, so Virginia to Florida to Texas.
Okay.
So
Virginia to Florida to Texas, like that triangle.
Yeah, but anything in between there too.
Right. Yeah, like in between from Florida to Texas.
I mean, I would look in where nobody's looking. I would look in like Alabama or Mississippi or places like that, because I think that places like that don't get a lot of attention right now and are not hot button conversations. You know, I think that they would open up the doors for you, and I think that their cost of their regulation and their cost of doing business there are very, very easy, very favorable for big organizations to come in and open up factories or to grow or whatever. So I like, you know, blue collar workforce housing investments in the Southeast. That's where I like to be, because if Volvo builds another plant somewhere, you know, odds are they're going to put it in Mobile, Alabama, or somewhere like that. And if you already own in Mobile, and Volvo's going to come in, or GM's going to build a new factory, or whatever it is going to happen, you know, then you're going to benefit from that. But I don't think that those cities are stagnant by any way. And I do think, you know, and I'm an owner in the Northeast, and I believe the Northeast is a nice established economy. But I don't think we're going to look at big upswing growth in the Northeast.
Right.
Overall.
Okay. Just more stable.
Yeah, it's to be slow and steady.
Right.
You know, but I mean, I think that the regulations for landlords are not that much. In North Carolina, the regulations are great, and the real estate taxes are low, and the schools are good, and the regulations are not that, you know, are not that oppressive or anything like that. So as a landlord, it's not that hard to operate in the Southeast.
Okay.
So.
But you like those little, you know, those hidden gems, like you said, like Birmingham, like would a place like a Nashville attract you?
Nashville's already, see, that's the thing. Nashville, I've loved to do Nashville. Only because it'd be fun to go and visit. You know,
right.
Nashville,
absolutely.
Right? But Nashville, as I understand it, and one of my viewers, if you guys are in Nashville, you guys watching this, you're more than welcome to counter me on this one. But Nashville seems to me to be already hyped out.
Okay.
You know?
Right.
It's an area that's already hit the press. It's an area like Raleigh and Charlotte and Atlanta and that are already in the conversation. People, like, cat's already out of the bag. Right. You know? So I'd like to find an area that the cat's not out of the bag yet. Where like it's kind of the hidden gem that people aren't talking about.
Right. But it's true, like you said, but they'll bring those like a manufacturing plant down there. So now I don't know if
maybe.
This is maybe.
Or maybe there's just a good stable economy of people that already work there.
Right.
You know?
Right. There's
got to be jobs already.
Right.
You don't want to go in like a completely rundown city that there's not jobs and like, you know, like high subsidized, high subsidies and everything like that, just to help people get by. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not the kind of investing we do.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So if there's not an economy already to employ people, then I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to bet, because that's a bet. And then you're betting on somebody coming in to fix it. So,
this might be a little bit off topic.
Go ahead.
But do you think that with the change in the tax codes that there will be more manufacturing jobs coming?
You're talking about making America great again?
Well, yeah. I mean, do you think, like, because apparently it's supposed to make the rates more competitive, right? So do you think that that's going to play into more job creation, or are you just not sure yet?
It's yet to be seen. It's too early to tell, you know, on what's really going to happen with that. I mean, I don't hang my hat on it or not. You know?
Okay, right.
I mean, I tend to stay out of politics altogether. I just kind of watch it and see how I think it's going to affect, you know, my economy, my life, my business, and everything like that. So,
right.
I don't know. I don't know who's to say. I mean, I'd like to think that our country will grow, and we'll see more manufacturing and more blue collar opportunities coming back to our country. I don't know. We'll see though.
Okay.
I'm not seeing it yet, but I think that it's too soon to tell, because that initiative hasn't been up and running for long enough yet.
Right, and it isn't even, you know, passed and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite thing about investing out of state? Or, you know what, how about this? What was your favorite thing about this particular deal that you're about to put together in Lafayette? Like, what was your favorite part of it all? You know, as far as like putting a deal together and everything. Yeah. I'm sorry, Fayetteville. I'm sorry.
Yes. What was my favorite thing about that deal?
Yeah, like, what was your favorite part in that deal?
Oh, just assembling everything, assembling the team. Like putting a dream team together was my favorite part about it. And then having something that I can stand behind, that I believe in, and then taking it out to investors and saying, I believe in this, and this is why it's awesome. You know? So assembling it and then marketing it to our investor database. Like, that's my favorite part about it.
Right, creating that deal, putting it all together.
And then
the numbers and assembling the team, getting everything in place.
Yeah, putting the whole thing together, man. That's what I love about it. You know, and then, you know, I tend to put assemble deals and then put them into the hands of great people that can run them for me. So I don't do much of the day-to-day running of the properties anymore, but then I like seeing things come to fruition that I assembled.
Like putting the pieces together and putting
then coming back to it and seeing it moving along.
That's gotta be cool though, like seeing this, this whole thing that you created, put together, and then seeing it run and maintain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is another video that you and I did, but we were at a property where we took a wall down because I was like, we got to merge these bedrooms, and take this wall down to do it. And then walking back through there and seeing the wall down and seeing that it did open up the bedrooms more like we thought it was going to, and to see an idea getting implemented. It's like designing a kitchen on paper, a lot of fix and flip that we're going to do, and then going out after they've designed it and laid the kitchen in. So you go and see like your concepts that happen here get implemented. That I love.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this then. How about, do you have a little? I don't know how to say it. Maybe like a ritual or something that you like to do when you're actually creating deals, or you're thinking of ideas, or do you have like a little? Do you like to like draw it out on the whiteboard? I know you do whiteboards. Do you like to like kind of sketch it out on paper? Do you like to like sit and think?
I'm a talker.
Okay.
You can tell already. I'm a talker. I like to just talk it out.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not supposed to turn on. Really.
You like to bounce it back off. Talk out the ideas, bounce them back off of each other.
Yeah, I like to what if, and like they say, throw spaghetti up against the wall to see what sticks and everything like that, And so I like to just keep talking until the right idea that gives me the goosebumps comes up,
Right.
And everything like that. So that's how I typically vet ideas, for stuff. Like I'll just go in the house and like, we can take this wall down, we can do the kitchen with the wall over here, we can do this, we can do that. And I find that if we just talk about it for long enough, whatever the solution that's really going to meet our goals and is going to be the highest and best use of the property, it's going to come out. It's going to come out of somebody's mouth. Maybe it doesn't have to be mine, but just it's going to come out of somebody's mouth. Like, okay, that's it. Stop right there. That's the one. So,
man,
that's how I like to do it.
So I'll ask you one last question.
Come on.
All right. So, what would be one bit of advice to anybody who's at that level where they're thinking now, I might actually feel like I'm going to graduate and maybe do an out-of-state deal. They've had a little bit of practice, but this is their first taste of dipping their toe in the water out of state. What would you some bit of advice you would give them?
Sure. Build your team first. So I think that. Listen, and as much as everything I said, like, you got to find the deal and then you vet the market, but you still got to pick what markets you want to be in. I'm not shopping the whole country,
Right.
I've got like 2 or 3 like arenas that we're even thinking about getting into right now, right? And so, like, first and foremost, choose the markets that you want to play in first. Then reach out and build your team, because the deal that we got in North Carolina only showed up because we chose certain regions of North Carolina as a place that we wanted to look at. Then we called and introduced ourselves to brokers and said, hey, listen, we want to play here. We want to be in this marketplace. If you see something, let us know, right?
Okay.
And then, I would say, I think we, in some circumstances, like, because I've got a mentor that helps me, he was able to introduce me to a lot of people enough. I didn't have him. I should have gone out and found the property management company first. But because I had him, he just gave me his manager and said, here you go.
Okay.
So I would try and build teammates like property management companies and everything like that in the markets you want to be in. So lay all that groundwork first. Try and find a lender that'll lend you on the size deals you want to do first. Because just time goes by so quick. When you find a deal and you strike a deal with a seller, they're not going to want to wait like 3 or 4 months for you to figure out the deal. Said for you to find, I got to find my property manager, I got to find this, I got to find that. You should have all that lined up so you can just strike when you find an opportunity. Like, okay, bring in my manager, bring in these people, bring in this, bring in that. So.
But put them in place first, so then when you're ready to take advantage of the deal, or you're ready to strike a deal,
you
don't have to sit around and wait and assemble and everything else. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
That's it.
All right, man.
Cool. See you on the next one.